Welcome travelers from the winding trails, grab a spot by the hearth and a pint of ale, a brief respite from our noble quest, lean back in a chair for the Song of Rest. Hello travelers and welcome to the Song of Rest, a place where our heroes and the deities that guide them gather to share a behind-the-scenes and behind-the-screens look at the unfolding adventures in Archipeldia. Gathered before us is our dungeon master, Aaron Rollins, and his band of players, Janelle Wilke, Chad Stafford, and Ben Holland. But I'll let them do the talking, and I'll get back to playing.
Trauma Part 2.
Yeah.
Trauma Part 3, really.
What's the first two parts?
Episode 29, Part 1 and 2, and then episode 30.
The previous episode.
The trilogy of Trauma.
That is the least amount of dice I've ever rolled in a D&D game.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, in D&D session. It's pretty cool. It was pretty cool that it was all dialogue. I think that's freaking fun.
Occasionally we get one of those episodes in. All narrative.
Oh, but that's fun, man. It doesn't always have to be swinging at people and, slinging spells.
And it was a long time coming with Tierman.
Speaking of rolls, I did actually roll when you were talking about the loot like coming alive, and I'm like, I'm gonna roll a performance check, and it was a 14, and Timothy gets a +9 to performance.
Oh my god.
So I'd like to think that he had an absolute jam session.
There is more to your loot that you haven't yet discovered, which is going to be great for next episode.
What I was about to say is we don't even know what that thing does yet.
I mean, for anyone who's familiar with items in D&D, I did say that it is an instrument of the bards. So take that for what it's worth.
I have to tell you guys that I had a totally different idea of how this encounter with Tierman was going to go. And I even dreamed about it last night, and it had me stressing all day today.
Oh no.
Because it was kind of a nightmare that Tierman was, essentially going to be as kind as he was when we were talking to him, but the hags would have deliberately placed him and used him as a pawn to draw Timothy out, and they were going to essentially have Tierman maybe not be himself, or maybe just be a husk of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of draw Timothy in. And in my dream, Timothy, because he had missed his friend, this person was so dear to him for so long, it would have clouded his judgment, and he would have just gone to him. And Flowerkraut, I was all day I was just planning how Flowerkraut was going to try and confront him. And I thought maybe there was a chance that there was going to be just this almost huge bit of tension, maybe to the point of a fight with Flowerkraut and Timothy. Flowerkraut saying that they can't trust Tierman, and Timothy still believing that he was able to be helped, but he was actually beyond help.
I love that.
And he was fully a pawn of the hags.
Oh God, because that was the whole reason, Janelle, for the insight check.
Yes.
Because Chad had the thought, don't get any ideas, Aaron, because I was still crying by the end of this episode, but I had the thought that and it's so horrific just to think about it, but Tierman and Timothy going for the hug, and it's oh, I've missed you so much, and then these freaking claws come out and then just pierce Timothy in, and he becomes this corrupted version of himself, and we only would get the original purified Tierman for a moment, and then he is no longer with us. I thought that's where my brain was oh man, this is going to be so bad.
That insight check was the only thing that kept me from stopping you from going to Tierman, because Flowerkraut, and I know that's actually a bit meta because Flowerkraut can't know what you know in your head. But it stopped player Janelle from doing that.
Not even meta though, because Flowerkraut knew that Aster flaunted this whole idea of Tierman to try and get Timothy to stand down. So you know that she's purposefully using him as a card.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's meta at all. I think Flowerkraut has every reason to be concerned.
Yeah, the meta thing would have been that I was planning on stopping you from going to talk to Tierman, but because you did well on your insight check, I didn't do that. And maybe I should have still followed through. But
Oh man.
there was just the moment of you like fully trusting him, and it kept Flowerkraut from stepping between you, but she did ask a lot of skeptical questions still.
Imagine if that insight check was a 1.
Oh my gosh.
Just imagine.
Right.
That would have been like ultimate tension.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would have grabbed Timothy and been like, wait, just hold on a minute.
You know what? I'm glad it didn't happen because this hurt me enough as it is. I'm good. I don't need any of that other stuff.
I feel like the dream you had, Janelle, is essentially what Aster would have done if she was still alive in this moment. You know, like she would have, certainly taken control of Tierman as a pawn and, puppeteered him to get you guys to come in. The whole, it's still, the funny thing is even in her death, her trap worked because the whole point was to get you to come after Tierman, get stuck in the labyrinth. And then Aster would then notify the hags that you were stuck there and they would all come for you.
And then, we have to go find the Goblin King. Yeah, there's this weird thing with some like crystal balls. I don't know.
Yes.
We already got a couple crystal balls. We got a scrying eye and we got the Maiden of the Moon. It took all my willpower to not ruin the moment by saying Flowerkraut fondled the ball when you had me work with the scrying eye. But yeah, there was definitely another universe in which there was a confrontation where Flowerkraut would be yelling at Timothy, being like, the hags use bonds against us. It's all about manipulation and power. It would have been an interesting moment for sure. Like if we would have had that kind of like internal struggle with one another.
Okay, spoiler alert for Baldur's Gate. So if y'all haven't gotten to Act 3, which I think everybody in our group here has.
Oh, yeah.
So spoiler alert for the general audience. If you haven't gotten to Act 3, you can just skip like 10 seconds or 20 seconds ahead. That gives me, I think her name's Orem, the chosen of Baal.
The shapeshifter.
Orin, yeah.
How you'll just be having these normal conversations with like a dude and then suddenly it gets really weird and really twisted. And then all of a sudden Orem's like, haha, gotcha. And I'm like, you need to stop. You need to knock that. I just want to have a normal conversation with like a blacksmith or a guard without you freaking me out every time.
I swear to God, I'm going to kill everyone in Baldur's Gate.
Everyone's suspect. Line up.
She's my favorite. She's my absolute favorite. She's so fucked up and I love that chick. She's so cool.
The other part of the nightmare, I don't know if you guys have ever had this issue where you suddenly become so incompetent at like the most basic thing in your dreams. But I was trying to talk to Aaron behind the scenes about this, like something that I wanted to play out with you. But I was like, I have to write it to him. I couldn't find a pen anywhere. I couldn't find a paper. So I found like a surfboard and I was like etching it into you. You were sitting next to me. I could have just told you. But no, Dream Janelle is psychotic. It's like, let me just etch this. I'm like, oh my God, I ruined this word. Let me scratch it out and start again.
I thought you were going to talk about how like I can never run in dreams. Like I can never run.
Yeah, that's
like,
normal,
right.
man.
I can't use my phone in dreams.
I don't think I can't write, so I decide to carve it into a surfboard.
Surfboard.
I can't write. I can't use my phone in dreams. Like, it's super weird. Like, suddenly I have these huge, like, incompetencies.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to reference something else now because straight up, I'm fairly confident there is an episode of Batman the Animated Series where the only reason he knows he's in a dream is because words don't make sense. He pulls like every book out of his library and in the dream world, like it's like left brain, right brain stuff. Like the words in books don't make sense.
You are correct. As someone who has the Blu-ray set of Batman the Animated Series sitting 2 feet away from me, because I go through it every like 6 months.
Oh,
Janelle, you had your Batman
Nice.
Bruce Wayne moment.
There you go.
I did.
You know, and it's funny because in a dream, if you start having the ability to do the things you want, you know, like when it just starts to work,
Lucid.
that's when you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, okay, things are working too well, or like, oh, you know what? I'm going to just do this. Like, I'm going to jump 20 feet in the air. Oh, shit. My dream's over because now I took it to the... I pushed the envelope a little too far. But yeah, if you're in a dream and you like are trying to run, but you get slower the more you try.
It's always like I'm running in mud.
Yeah.
For some reason, my dreams, I can run forever, and that's the exact opposite of what I can do.
Surfboard. Yeah, so Tierman, this was like something that was written a long time ago. Basically, this was something that I had put down way back when Aster took Tierman away. This was a plot point of she is a spider and this is her web, and she is trying to get you to come after him. And that's exactly what she tried to do too when you guys were fighting Aster. She last ditch effort showed you that Tierman was still alive and was like, you kill me, he dies. Complete bluff. She couldn't kill him from where she was. There was nothing tied to her life that was going to end his life. She just, basically was trying to manipulate through there and there. And you called her bluff during that fight.
It doesn't feel like it.
Trauma.
I will say bravo on the volume of voices jumping back and forth between having to do Nathaniel and then having to do Remington and then having to do Tierman, which Tierman is almost the in-between of Remington and Nathaniel.
I slipped up a couple times.
And Sean Connery.
Yes. He is kind of like a mix.
Sean Connery.
I caught myself a couple times, but I don't fucking care. that was hard.
Also, you did so many voices. There was so much drama that we even haven't mentioned yet that you sang a fucking song that was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Gonna need a lyric sheet.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I can't wait for you to put music behind that, Ben.
What'd you say?
I can't wait for you to put music.
Okay, Mike. Hey, his mic's out.
Ben?
Is he gone? Is his mic's out?
Come again?
Hello?
Yes, we can talk.
Apocalypse.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that.
Chairman's last song.
That was really, really incredible. It was one of those moments where I rolled my chair back like 3 feet away from the microphone and just closed my eyes, and it was really, really good. Powerful.
Mm-hmm. I felt like this for a long time, but I think like Timothy is really the heart of BBR,
Yeah.
and this shows it quite a lot.
There's definitely moments of character centric development, and Timothy gets it a lot, but I think that the podcast changes quite a bit. I mean, you think about like how much Sherman got with Bernice and like how much Flower Crow got with Lily, so it's like there's these really good moments of, hey, this is part of my past and it's now impacting who I am today. But this was totally a Timothy episode.
Oh yeah, it was fun to sit and listen to.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I got to make a joke or two while it was going on. That was my contribution.
we definitely needed some levity, so the Simon Says Crystals was great.
Oh, mine was like, we got to put our brains together.
Uh-oh. And then Nathaniel's like, let's put our heads together. Ow!
Oh, yes. That was great.
I also just imagine like Remington and Thrigg just kind of standing in the corner, just watching everything going on and be like, you understand anything that's going on here? Yeah, me neither.
1,000% how I pictured it. Like we're at the opening of the room.
Yeah.
Just both leaning on our respective parts of the door frame and just kind of being like, well, we're not smart enough for any of this. But we'll hang out.
But Thrigg did have a very good moment just in showing the support to Timothy. And that was followed up by a funny Remington moment where like, oh yeah, I love what Thrigg said. Damn.
I like the idea that Thrigg has like some sort of wisdom to him, but not much in the way of the intelligence department. It's like he's an empathetic creature, right? Like he is empathy. He also just happens to hit you with lightning every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about that idea.
Yeah, I think in our last episode, episode 29, I can't remember if it was part 1 or 2 at that point, but Flowerkraut had been very surprised by some of the wisdom that Thrigg shared. And now Remington got to have a little hit of that too. So yeah, it is cool to see like Thrigg does have wisdom and lots of, I don't know, just life experience. And he's just a very good person.
Well, and you know, he's also right now, and I think that's why a lot of this stuff's on his mind. He's still dealing with the loss that his brothers died. Like he hasn't had to stop, been able to stop for 5 minutes and think about that.
Yeah.
And so he's still going through that type of mourning and everything as well. So he's thinking his way through it. And so he understands what Timothy's going through.
I think we need a proper funeral episode for our departed loved ones.
Yeah, a burning Vader on the pyre episode. You both Flowerkraut and Thrigg kind of provide the two pillars that keep Timothy sane and able to keep going, because you've got the life experience from Flowerkraut and you have the confidence and wisdom from Thrigg, and Timothy's having to like lean on both of you to keep it together.
I think that's why we all see Timothy kind of like, because I agree with Janelle, the heart of the BBR, because I think knowing all of us really well, we all see a lot of ourselves in Timothy as well. Chad just is the one.
Anxieties.
Chad's just the one with the guts to act it out on a podcast. Yeah. And accept it. So I think that's really kind of incredible for us as well. Cause it's like, yeah, how Timothy's reacting has how Ben personally would probably react also, you know?
Yeah. Timothy is kind of the everyman in this world.
Yeah.
You can connect with the panic and the anxieties and the uncertainties.
The every bird.
The every bird.
Oh my gosh, I was so pleased with our on the fly new nicknames that we added to the mix.
Yes.
Hair Trigger was awesome.
Hair Trigger
Trigger's
and Crypt
really
Keeper. That's really funny.
Hair Trigger is my favorite. That's so good.
I think Hair Trigger is actually an ability that Harrigans get. I think that's like their.
Oh my god!
I think they get a bonus to initiative checks, and I think that's what it's labeled as. But I could be wrong. I'd have to look at. We'll also play a Harrigan in one of our home games. I'd have to look at his character sheet real quick.
If it's not that, it's not you that's wrong. It's them that are wrong for not naming it that.
That's wrong.
It's the kids that are wrong.
Yeah, it is called Hair Trigger.
Dope.
Wow.
But you know what? That's a good name for him.
There were two other Timothy intro songs to this. One was a parody of, and I went back and forth on all three of these until finally settling on what we got. But there was Stand By Me, which would have just been a much more like pathetic version where he's just talking about, I'm going to freak out regardless if you stand by me or not, but please still stand by me was essentially the lyrics. And then there was There She Goes Again, except it was like a really shitty rendition of it because it's all like stabbing at Aster doing shitty stuff again.
Your Sweet Dreams parody was freaking fantastic.
That was the winner.
It's
Yeah.
so
As soon as like, oh wait, Sweet Dreams. Yes, that's the one.
It's
there we
so
go.
good. Yeah.
Yep, I was rocking out to it. It was great.
I'm going to plug this real quick because we do make it. There is a Timothy playlist on Spotify.
Is there?
So like all of the songs that get referenced by Timothy, there is a Timothy playlist on Spotify for all of those reference songs.
Why did none of us
What
know
is this
about
playlist
this?
called?
I thought I could have sworn I told you guys. I'm so sorry. Maybe it was just something that we've been working on in the background.
With my Spotify open right now, what's this playlist called?
We're going to have to edit some of this because I'm going to literally run over and ask Allie what it is because she made it. Hold on.
You don't even know?
I don't even know.
Timothy Biscuit reviews? That can't be it. That's
What if there's like this whole, like all this Timothy Biscuit like content out in the world that we don't know about? Like, is that his reviews? Like he's just reviewing food?
Hey guys, at the new In-N-Out, we're going to try the new... anyways, it's called Timmy's Bard Ballads.
Aw,
It's the playlist name on Spotify.
that's awesome. When you mentioned like crappy singing over like There She Goes, it's reminding me, Joe and I just went to the Predator puppet show.
we wanted to go to that.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted to go, but they sold out so fast.
Oh no. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It was basically Hook, but with Dutch and the Predator replacing the protagonist and Hook.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah. It was pretty interesting.
That's not what I thought it was at all.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was just Predator.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know, and they made they made several jokes about that. Like, you thought you were coming to a Predator show, but it's actually a Hook. No refunds.
I love that.
They're so funny. But yeah, at one point, I don't know if you guys remember from Hook, but there's that part where that little girl, the daughter of Robin Williams, she's just singing out to all the pirates. Like they're all listening to her as she's singing to the moon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And during that, they have a little daughter puppet that's singing. And then Arnold is hearing it, or Dutch, and he's singing in his stupid Arnold voice too. It's so funny.
That sounds amazing.
Because you just hear this sweet little song, and then you hear Arnold singing over it too, and you're like, God damn it.
I love everything about that.
Do they at least do the handshake?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With the puppets.
Oh yeah. The song was like the When You're Alone. Oh my God, I can't sing. Sorry, guys. But yeah, Arnold's like, when you're alone. It's like, oh my God, help.
That's awesome.
And of course, he did plenty of Arnold noises, just wow. Like whenever people say things to him that he doesn't understand, he just goes wow, wow.
That's okay.
So amazing.
The Arnold soundboard. I love it.
Maybe we should describe what we're talking about for people who have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, there is basically a theater troupe in Arizona that does exclusively puppet shows for adults only. They do a whole spiel at the beginning about how much they hate kids. But yeah, they're like, kids aren't allowed. You know why? Because we hate them. But yeah, it's because of the crude humor. It's not for children's ears. But yeah, they do often popular media. So they've had like a Princess Bride one. They do a Die Hard one every year.
Alien, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they did Alien. So yeah, they switch it up. Oh, it's so good.
One of my favorite ones that I went to, they happened, I think the lead character, the actor's like Nana was there, like his great grandmother or something. And every time they said like a really, really dirty, inappropriate joke, he's like, in front of Nana. And like the spotlight would point on this like 80-plus-year-old lovely lady that's just sitting there laughing hysterically. And then there was like a bit where he's like, that wasn't even in the script and you said it in front of Nana. It was so funny. Oh, all right. I've got Timmy's Bard Ballads. It needs to be updated because we don't have everything on there, but so far it is quite the spread. Good Lord. Okay.
Oh my God.
No Scrubs by TLC. What's Up by Four Non-Blondes, Separate Ways from Journey, Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf, Hot and Cold by Katy Perry, which I think was the first parody song he ever did, which was like in episode 3 with the Eat Shit Rats. It's the End of the World as We Know It by R.E.M., Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler, I Want to Be Like You. I did the Fall Out Boy version because that one slaps. Also, The Rainbow Connection. We picked the Weezer version because that one is also phenomenal. Basket Case by Green Day, Thriller by Michael Jackson, and Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. So obviously we have a new one to add to the list.
Mm-hmm. My goodness, dude.
And you still need Blood Moon Blitz.
Ballroom Blitz.
Oh, we need we need Ballroom Blitz. Thank you. Writing that down.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Ben was awesome enough to like literally send me some guitar chords. Like, gosh, you had so little time to do it and you knocked it out of the park. It was so awesome. I loved that.
I should have taken a picture of me doing it too, because when we talked about it, I'm like, yeah, let's give me like 45 minutes. And I didn't have time to set up all my recording equipment. So it's just me like sitting on the floor like a child playing guitar, like with a mic leaning against my lap. And I was like, all right, this actually with a laptop in front of me. And I should have had someone take a picture of it because it was so haphazard. But it worked.
Well, it sounds just as scrappy as when we did the Nightmare Before Christmas episode. So it sounds par for the course.
We need to have a longer podcast and talk about that. That's something we need to do.
Oh my God. That was a sweat induced jam session for like what? Gosh, a collective of
12 hours.
12 plus
oh my
hours.
Gosh. Yeah.
Over 2 sessions. Yeah. I will just say this as a preview. I haven't had to try to play a song out of time before that I can remember. to get something to work. And that was kind of the benefit or the fun of the things we had to do. It was exhausting, but I wouldn't trade it because it was a heck of a lot of fun.
You guys pulled it off though. Like it turned out to be great. Yeah. Lots of work.
We'll do a longer podcast. We've been talking about doing a longer podcast to kind of like describe everything we went through, because when we were talking about it, we were describing it to Allie, Chad's wife, and we couldn't stop laughing because when you say it all out loud, it sounds fake. Like everything that we had to do to get it to work. And it's really fun.
Oh my.
So I'm definitely looking forward. The listeners are going to get to hear it, obviously, because we're talking immediately after we record the episode. So all of this stuff is fresh in our minds for the Song of Rest. But I cannot wait to hear what is come up with for the Jabberwock song.
Yeah.
Aaron, does it have a name? Question mark?
It is called the Vorpal Lullaby.
Yeah. Oh my God. Of course it is. That's so
Ooh,
good.
Let's go. Chad knows what a Vorpal blade is. Timothy doesn't know, but
yeah,
I think both are totally stoked. I think Ben and Thrigg are beyond stoked to get a Vorpal blade.
You should put that in Thrig's hands and let's put it through that damn thing's skull. Thrigg will do it.
Let's go.
So Aaron, does that mean that you and I get to have our first jam session?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Fan art moments. I have one. I'll start. Flowerkraut and Nathaniel broke the fourth wall and started talking about rolling dice together.
That's good.
And the idea of them, of just Nathaniel and Flowerkraut sitting around a table rolling some dice, is like the coolest idea to me for some reason. Or the idea that Nathaniel stopped, looked at it, got a D20 out of his pocket, and rolled before he tried to do anything with it. Hold on. Reach in pocket. Grab dice.
Ben, that's so funny because I had a completely, and it's that exact moment, but completely different, because freaking Aaron describes Nathaniel putting his hands on Flowerkraut's shoulder and she shudders. And I'm imagining that, what is this movie from like the late 80s, maybe early 90s, where it's like the ghost, I can't remember what it's called. It was like a movie about a ghost and he was helping this. It was like the pottery scene. And they were like,
I'm going to blow your mind when I tell you that movie's
called
name
Ghost,
is Ghost.
right? Okay, good. All right.
Yeah, it's Ghost.
My brain isn't completely broken. But I'm just imagining that, like, yeah, shape the crystal. Make the runes, Flowerkraut. And just like guiding her hand. She's like, what the hell are you doing? You're like, I don't even know what it says.
So my younger brother sent me a reel on Instagram like today.
I saw it yesterday.
Did you see it yesterday?
Yes.
So yeah,
Oh my God.
it's like a ghoul reaching around, and it's the pottery scene, but it's totally AI, and she's freaking out because he's like this disgusting rotting ghoul.
Yeah, it's so good.
So that would be one of my fan art moments, is an interpretation of Flowerkraut. But what's funny is the juxtaposition of like this ghoulish figure, but Flowerkraut's so locked into it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, retroactively, I thought of it way too late, but I was just like, oh, so that's what that feels like when I touch people's hand or shoulder. Like, oh.
Sorry, your hand's very cold and very wet.
Oh.
It is my cross to bear as soggy writer.
The moisture builds up after a while.
Oh, nasty. Okay, and then what about yours, Aaron?
Oh, my moment. You know, I mean, my moment isn't like on the comedy spectrum. It's really Tierman fading away and Timothy holding the lute and the moonstone and a tear coming out of his eye. Like just that heartfelt like goodbye.
You Thanos snapped my mentor, man.
He did. He Thanos snapped. Yep.
It took everything in my being to just, when he fades to dust, going, oh, Timothy, I don't feel so good. I came so close. But I was like, no,
it was honestly,
do not.
it was kind of the opposite reaction, right? Because like Timothy is the one that's saying like, I'm not ready for you to go.
Yeah.
He's like, nope, sorry, peace out.
Like if I had to come up with certain pictures like that define the different important moments that happen in this campaign, there are certain things like the one that you had commissioned, Janelle, of Flowerkraut standing before the Wicker prison and speaking to Baba Yaga for the first time. That one like sticks in my mind. It was amazing how well it was conveyed, because it was like that's literally out of my brain right there. That's the exact scene.
Also topical because we're there now.
Yes,
all of us.
Yeah.
Ho-ho.
You guys are in the alcove of 6.
Trig don't know what that is.
Yeah, my fan art is the same as yours, Aaron. I think what I would do to paint this picture is I would have Timothy holding the like upgraded loot, and he'd be kind of like, softly crying and holding it, but there's kind of like this celestial or like, kind of ghost version of Tierman like behind him, like putting his hand on Timothy's shoulder.
I love that.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
There could be a lot of good art from this one, for sure. Aaron and I will get working on it. We can draw it. You guys just relax.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you,
take a break.
guys. I appreciate it.
Everyone prepare for the shittiest art on the next social post.
Yep. We should. One day, we should be like, for an April Fool's post, you and I do the art.
Yeah.
We tag team like a drawing and to do the April Fool's post.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing. Oh, that reminds me. I should commission Caitlin again.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Sir Leon picture is so good.
Caitlin has to draw the Jabberwock, of course.
Yeah, dragons. Duh. Yeah.
Duh.
Yes.
Of course.
Of course. Oh my God. Yeah, we still didn't. That was one of the ones where I would have loved to do it, is like that birth of the Jabberwock scene.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that
yeah.
that would be kind of sweet. Yeah, I think
gross.
maybe I'll commission her for
Oh,
that.
if we could just hire, if I could just have a team of animators, we'll just do that whole scene.
Yeah, can we just hire a bunch of animators and start getting a, animation behind all of
So
this?
tell your friends about BBR so we can do these things.
I promise you, I'm working on it. I'm working on some animations. I promise it'll happen.
Right now,
I swear.
Stop what you're doing. Send your friend this episode. And if that friend sends an episode to a friend and everyone does it, we can maybe hire some animators.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's interesting. Like you say, there are pillars of this show thus far that, despite how much time has passed, like they just have been burned into my brain for, I think, ever at this point. And we've referenced them plenty of times. I think Flowerkraut / Janelle rolling the nat 1 and walking up to the peak towards Aster. Like, I think that is a pillar moment where way to turn like a nat 1 into one of the coolest narrative hooks that I think the show has had. And one of like the craziest cliffhangers. So like that to me is like an all out pillar. Sherman's sacrifice,
Yep.
where he uses the sword, that is a pillar, and I think the characters have developed their pillars thus far. I mean, Timothy's got 2 in my brain right now. I think this with Tierman, like, cause I was losing it. I was trying really hard not to absolutely like just start actually losing it on mic because I was sad. But also when I had to pull out a like a war, like we're going to war speech in front of the Helak and the Krekel, I think all the characters are going to have pillars that I think the show stands on. And if I were to recommend this show to people, like there are moments where it's just funny, and then there are moments where it is tragic, and then there are moments where it's epic. I think we genuinely run the gamut, and I think that's cool.
As was a much longer time listener than I have been on the show, I would say you even have group pillar moments, and your biggest group pillar moment every time I think about this podcast and what I listened to before I jumped on it is the Macadam fight, because it has all of that.
True.
All of it. It's funny. It's dramatic. It's tense. It has every tiny thing that you just mentioned. And it is an incredible, that fight is probably like 30 minutes of airtime. And it's an incredible 30 minutes where you get every single emotion. So yeah, that's the group pillar for me that I always think of.
Oh, I thought it was us crossing the river.
Hope there's salmon.
The last hag is just a body of water.
We've been defeated.
It's just like a babbling brook of water.
We're doing a Humblewood campaign with Chad, and he threw a river in front of us at one point. I was like, It's like Chad wants us to hang out for about 6
But
hours, doesn't
you
he?
guys straight up knocked that out of the park. So okay, I need a vent, and this is one of the few places that I can publicly vent about D&D stuff. So in Humblewood, as of this recording, the second book hasn't come out yet. When I'm referring to the second book, they've had modules since the first book. I'm talking like their core book. So the second book that has all of their new species and stuff hasn't come out yet. So we've been using the playtesting versions of them. And Caitlin, who we've already mentioned plenty of times, and she's actually been on this podcast on an On Tap episode. Shout out to On Tap. But she is playing an armor hedge, I believe is the name of the species. And Aaron, as a DM, you can probably, and Ben, as DMs, you could probably feel this plight where it's just like, I'm going to talk to animals or I'm going to speak with plants. Caitlin has a wonderful ability called
this is going.
Speak to Rocks. And it happens every session. And so I have created a menagerie of weird little rock people that have to like be informative or stupid and everything in between.
You know, that's torture.
It is amazing. It is actually a highlight as a player. It is so fucking funny. All of these rock characters that you just come up with on the fly. Like if one rock isn't useful, Caitlin will just throw it away and pick up another one. Like, what about you? Like,
oh, cool.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm in a new spot.
The like river rocks, like they're all like prejudiced against like limestone and stuff like that.
God.
Some of them love being in the river. Some of them hate being in the river. One of them is like, I've been stuck here forever. And then when you did the rocks that were making up like an old cathedral.
Oh, in the church. Yes.
Yes, they were all
kept saying
pious.
everyone were non-believers. It was really funny.
Yes, exactly. What's that word that like
You are a non-believer.
heretic, non-believer,
You are not a follower of the Phoenix.
blasphemy, blasphemer.
That sounds like so much fun, but also so like it's draining on the creativity level because you're like, oh shit, how do I come up with another rock personality?
I
Fuck.
would be the lazy DM that I am, and they would all immediately just be stoners. That's it. They'd all,
man.
sup, bro? Hey,
You
man.
gonna step on me?
Like, I was in the river getting wet, bro.
I guarantee you they're going to put limitations once they're past the playtesting version of it. But we did have a conversation of like, how far does this extend? Could she talk to like crystals? And we were like, those would totally be the hippies. Be like, saw, brah. You just need to like reflect and look inside yourself.
Dude, what's your sign? Because like, you don't sound like a Capricorn, okay?
Bro, your resonance is like really throwing off my vibe.
If you could just stick me in the moonlight so I could just gather its energy, bro, that'd be great.
I need more energy, brah.
I haven't been charged in so long. My energy levels are low. I'm out of spoons, man.
Was it Joe that brought up a geode? Like, I've got something special inside.
That's right. Yeah, Joe was. I've got a secret.
Yes. That
They're all
was it.
snooty. Oh my God.
Oh,
Just reminds me of like every time we've done that on this show, it's been like talking to horses, and one created Jive Horse and the other one created Kink Horse. So, you know, I mean, we've created two wonderful characters.
oh my gosh. Yes, we love it. Aaron, the question on everyone's mind is, how's Mass Effect going?
Oh,
a Mass
no,
Effect
it should
update.
not be on everyone's mind. Well, Janelle, how about this? Let me counter with, would you rather me be playing Mass Effect or Expedition 33?
Oh, well, if you want to be joining the hype train right now, because everyone's
the zeitgeist is big. Yeah.
I don't know. If everyone is not playing Expedition 33, everyone should be playing Expedition 33.
I don't know what Expedition 33 is.
Oh,
I'm the Aaron.
It's also
Oh,
the other
no.
title for it is Claire Obscure, if you've seen that. So it's
Nope.
Claire Obscure : Expedition 33.
Nope.
And I have been playing that instead of Mass Effect. Sorry to disappoint you guys
have
because
you?
it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's so
oh my
good.
god.
I'm almost at the end of the first act.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. You will have to tell us what you think as you're going through the game.
It's amazing so far. I'm like,
I love it. I
wow.
love it. I haven't finished it myself, but
It's gonna be game of the year.
So, Chad, it is, are we hearkening back to like Final Fantasy VII kind of games of turn-based RPGs, but the combat is a mix of real-time and turn-based?
Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah, Legend of Dragoon kind of stuff.
Interesting.
And it's very, very French. And it has amazing voice acting. Charlie Cox is basically your lead character. And then I can't remember.
Jennifer English.
Jennifer English, thank you. So Shadowheart. It is pretty fantastic. And Charlie Cox is playing Robert Pattinson because that's exactly what that character looks
exactly like Robert
He looks
Pattinson.
like Robert Pattinson. It is a beautiful game, amazing music, crazy story. I'm not even going to tell you about it because it's so cool. Like it's, we may have never talked about this, but I think that so few stories are like original these days, and it's like I've seen that or seen a version of that. Like for instance, today I went and saw the freaking live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon because everything has to have a remake. Which, by the way, I'll eat my own words. It was fantastic, and it was completely unnecessary, but it was really, really good. But Clair Obscur is the first story I've seen in a long time where I've been like, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Like this is a crazy new idea, and it's mind-blowing on like just like the levels of dark and deep that it really kind of goes. It's cool.
It's very emotional. It has very funny moments. The characters, like especially as you continue on, Aaron, because I know you're only in Act 1 now, like as you continue on, the way the characters flesh out is so rewarding. It's amazing. But yeah, I've cried a lot while playing this game. I've laughed really hard. Like it's genuinely funny and not in a cringy way. Like
Right.
it is like the writing is so good. One of the things for me is that the environments are so unique, beautiful, and original, and yet tie in well, like still feel a part of the same world. It's like I just sit there looking at the environments and I'm like, I feel like I could never be this creative. And this is like me speaking as a creative person. I'm like, I could never come up with this. This is amazing. Like there's some places that just have taken my breath away. And it is so refreshing to have a game that does that. It really brought back my love of video games that made me want to be like a game designer when I was young.
I gave up on Final Fantasy games like a long time ago, but this game has brought that same feeling and joy.
Crap, man. You guys are like selling this so good right now, by the way.
When I walked into the overworld,
God.
when I walked into the overworld for the first time, I stopped what I
Yes.
was doing and took pictures and sent it to Aaron. I'm like, I can't remember the last time something happened in a video game and I went, like I was so excited. And there's other moments like that. Yeah. There's other moments like that harken you back to like, I remember when this happened in Final Fantasy VI, or like I had a Chrono Trigger moment like this. It is, it makes brain go burr, a nostalgic thing.
There was like such a plethora of just like defining RPG style games in like the era of, I'm going to say PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, that like there has not really been a JRPG for me at least that has like scratched that kind of like particular gaming itch. So like what you guys are saying sounds pretty good.
Yeah. French RPG. And I think it deserves just as much accolades as Baldur's Gate. It's a small team that was able to accomplish so much. Like even the musician, like they found this guy on Reddit and SoundCloud, and this guy composed 8 hours worth of music like for this game.
And it's good.
It is
so
It's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
It's so funny because like there's a lot of things on the internet saying, you know, if you want, I think it was the president of Larian who was talking about how to get Game of the Year, you know, because Baldur's Gate 3. And he's like, it's a very simple formula. You build a game for the players. You don't build it for money. You build it because you love video games and you want everyone else to enjoy the same experience that you're looking for. I mean, he goes on this whole thing and it's just like, this guy just explained Baldur's Gate 3 and Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It's just like, this is how you speak to the gaming community. You know, stop this.
It is a love letter.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so good. So we can't go too far in this because listen to the next episode on tap, and this might be one of the main subjects.
There you go. You're getting a preview of On Tap. There you go.
Yeah, this was the one of the next ones coming up. We haven't recorded yet, so.
Well, we have done an awesome job about not talking about D&D for,
you know what?
A good chunk of this.
Maybe this is the chaser for the absolute emotional turmoil that you put us through. So
yeah.
Broke my heart, Aaron. How dare you take Tierman away from me?
Yeah, we needed this, I think.
I think this is therapy session for us. Y'all just peering into it.
Yeah, if you want to cry some more, please play Claire Obscure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again, guys, for coming and listening to the Song of Rest, where we sometimes talk about the episode that we just released, and other times we just shoot the shit about whatever the hell's going on and what we like to play. And
this one was for us, okay?
This is why we don't do this as a Patreon, because really. Would you pay for this?
Would you pay for this?
We don't make you pay for anything for this show. Come on. What do we got to do? It's free for y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
Spread the word.
Thanks again, everyone. And we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
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 Thank you so much for listening to our Song of Rest. If you like the adventures your ears just went on, feel free to listen in on our other adventures from any plane of existence or seeing stone you get your podcasts. Until we meet again, safe journeys, travelers.